It is not peculiar use. Yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Tosin Adeyemi. I'm here this evening with some special guests. Or before that, you are on to Eyes of Africa TV. And this evening, we'll be discussing the topic forgiveness versus grudges. And I have in the house amazing speakers in the person of Mrs. Amobasede Akinlade and Mrs. Sahadat Ogunbote. So we will be discussing the topic forgiveness and grudges. What is forgiveness? We all know that at some point in our life we get hurt. How do we forgive such person? Do we forgive? Yes, it's so easy to forgive. Do we also forget? Does forgetting an offense simply means you forgiving the person, or if you forgive someone and you still remember what the person has done to you, does that mean you've actually forgiven the person? How do you handle being hurt? How do you forgive? How do you let go? So, Mrs. Omobosede, I welcome you this evening to the program.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Mrs. Sahadas, I also welcome you to the program this evening. And I really hope we're going to have a nice time together. Mrs. Omobosede, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now, let me start with you. What is forgiveness? I want you to
Thank you very
differentiate
much.
between forgiveness and grudges.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon,
Please make it
everyone.
short. Yeah.
Thank you for having me on your show.
You're
Forgiveness,
welcome.
something everybody talk about, and just as we know, forgiveness is ability to release somebody out of your heart, somebody who has hurt you, somebody who has hurt your feeling, somebody who has injured you in one way or the other, and you are able to release the person out of your heart, and that is forgiveness.
Good. Okay. So on the other hand, grudges.
Yeah, grudges
Okay,
is
hold on,
keeping.
ma. Hold on, ma. Hold on, ma. Let me show that to Mrs. Saadat.
Okay.
Mrs. Saadat, we can't hear you. Kindly unmute your mic.
Hello, can you hear me?
Good, good, good now.
So, grudges. Grudges is a persistent feeling of ill or resentment. It's a feeling of resentment resulting from a past insult, injury, or pain. It's as a result of a particular pain from an event or from occurrence from a friend, from a dear one. So it's a feeling of resentment, basically. Feeling resentment.
Good. Now, speaking on forgiveness, so many people believe that
Okay.
there are some things you do to someone. It depends on the actual offense that the person committed. Depends on the hurt. That it's very easy to forgive someone that maybe who does something minor offense, minor thing. It's easy to be forgiven. But when it is a major thing, for instance, someone said, how can you forgive someone that you know that this person is the person that killed the lady's child? Because this question was someone asked me last week or last 2 weeks. So and I said, this woman, you usually see the lady that killed her son, and she usually pass by. They see each other every day. Though the person has apologized, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. I didn't really want to go into the details. But he sees the person going up and down every week. And now he has forgiven the person. Is it very easy to forget? So now my question is, forgiving someone, does it also mean forgetting the hurt? Mrs. Saadat.
Okay, well, let's just go into, why people have grudges, like you have mentioned. It occurs out of different situations. It could be out of envy, it could be out of jealousy, it could be somebody taking away something from you, like you have mentioned. That child was precious or must have been precious to that mother. And somebody, took that child away. When we talk about forgiveness and forgetting, it's a choice. It's a choice you have to make. It depends on individual. We have not looked into the benefit of forgiveness. As an
We're still
individual,
coming to
if you
that.
know, we are still coming to that. You should know why we must let go. And then when you let go, you know the things that you would benefit from letting go. So when we come to, can we, what was the question again that, can we forget? Can we forget, right?
Does forgiving
Since,
also mean forgetting?
okay, forgiveness and forgetting are two different things. When you forgive, it means you have pardoned the person in totality. The person hurt you, you have pardoned the person. But sometimes some of us still hold on to it. Letting go is that you have moved on. You have pardoned the person, yes, and you have moved on. You don't want to remember anything that has to do with that thing. And there are ways to it. There are ways to do that. When you have to let go, you have to take responsibility of your emotions. For example, that particular person who says she or he sees the person that killed her child, she has a choice to move away from that environment, that particular vicinity where she sees that person. She has a choice. So when we say forgetting, you have to take responsibility of your emotions. You have to decide to forgive and forget. And you have to walk on that forgiving spirit. The forgiving spirit that forgives and does not forget is not a forgiving spirit. And then you have to release your heart from the bondage of that particular grudge. That bondage of, oh, she killed or he killed my child. You must release and detach yourself from that bondage. If it has to do with you leaving that environment, you can leave the environment. So that you won't come in contact of that person. We are human beings. Things we
Yeah.
see can give you constant reminder. So because you have decided that you want to let go, you want to forgive, and you want to forget, then you can move away. It's a choice. So that's the way I see it, simply.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mrs. Omobosede, when you love someone so much and the person hurts you so deeply, how do you forgive such person? Because most especially it happens maybe your blood sister or brother, your sibling hurt you so badly. Take for instance rape. How do you forgive and forget such?
To be sincere and to be candid, that act is a grievous one that is not easy to forgive and forget. When you talk about rape, is a major offense that needs the grace of God to let go out of one's mind. All right.
Mm.
So when somebody offends me, or when somebody offends you,
I'm talking
and it's,
about a relation, a blood sister or a blood
yes,
brother. A simply
yes.
yes.
So when
Will
somebody
you sue
offends,
the person?
no,
What
because
will you do?
um, there's an adage that says you can't go to the courts and come back to relate well. Okay, Yoruba has that
Yeah.
adage that you can't go to the court and come back to relate well. So no matter the extent of the offense, okay, or the hurt or the injury, there is a place of letting go. One of the things that one must do, you can call the person. Now, I'm not talking about rape. Rape is another case entirely. Rape is another case entirely that we need to tread with. It is something that deals with our emotion. That when it happens, one can change entirely. If it is siblings to siblings, that is enough to destroy that relationship. But let's not even talk about rape, because rape is a grievous one. It attracts what it calls courts, jurisdiction and all that. But when it comes to somebody, siblings close to me offending me, the first thing is I call the person's attention. Hello, you have offended me and I'm not happy. That should be the first step you have to take. Calling the person's attention, letting the person know that person, that you are injured or that you have been hurt. Okay? Once the person is able to acknowledge, it is easy to now forgive the person. But let me tell you, even if the person refuses to acknowledge, you have no choice but to let go, because there are repercussions. There are hazards of unforgiveness that can hinder your peace, and that can hinder your peace. Thank you.
All right. Okay, at this point, I think we need to Mrs. Sahadas, please can you tell us the benefits of forgiveness?
Oh,
What are the
sure.
benefits?
There are a lot of benefits in forgiving people. First of all, when you have that norm of forgiving people consistently, you have this peace of mind. You are always at peace with yourself. And once you are at peace with yourself, you will be at peace with God, and God is at peace with you. That's one. Two, it keeps your mental state in check. You see, most times when we carry grudges and we refuse to let go, we become so grumpy that sometimes it really
Yes.
gets into, in our outwardness, it gets into us. Sometimes you're already talking to yourself, you look so tattered. Had any little anger, had any little argument, you're snapping at one another. I mean, your mental state is at check when you let go. You have a beautiful, sound mental mind. Also, the peace I talked about, it radiates in you. When you are serene, when you are at peace, it brings out the beauty in you. It brings out the beauty in you. Because when you frown, you see, there's this, it brings this shape on our forehead. It doesn't look beautiful. But when you smile, you unleash so many things in within your body. Your outwardness looks beautiful. That's another benefit of forgiveness and letting go. Also, you earn blessings, you earn mercies, you earn uplift from God Almighty. God will continue to bless you. You will find mercy not only from God, but even from mankind. He would uplift you because He Himself has told us in the Holy Books, both the Bible and the Quran. He said, for everyone who asks me to forgive, I want you also to forgive one another in humanity. And as you forgive, I'll bless you more. So that's another benefit. And then it helps us to move on in life. It helps you to
Exactly.
move on in life. When you keep grudges, and you decline from forgiveness, it hinders you forging ahead in life. Your relationship is not moving. Your
It
relationship
hinders
doesn't move.
progress. Yeah.
Truth be told, things will not just move and fall in place for you. And there's this thing about our wellness, about our health. Once you stomach and bottle up grudges, you might end up having a heart attack, God forbid. Because most times you see people complain of insomnia, their sleeplessness at night. They have bad sleep routine because you have so many things. You are in quarrel with A, you are not at peace with B, you have a quarrel with C, you have another argument with D, and all these things are bottled up in you. You can't sleep well. When you don't sleep well, you're already disturbing yourself. You're already disturbing the heart. You can end up having a heart attack, God forbid. I just mentioned there's so many benefits. I just mentioned just a few of them. There's so many benefits. I mean, the act of forgiveness will earn you so many goodies. So many goodies. I don't know if there's any bad thing that forgiveness can cause, but I know it definitely would benefit you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Um, I There's one thing I really picked, and I love that is the fact that the benefits of forgiveness to peace. You have peace with yourself and peace with God. Yes. Okay. So now, Mrs. Moposede, can you now tell us the effect of unforgiveness, the effect of holding
Thank you very much. There are many repercussions or effects of unforgiveness. Because when you do not forgive, you lose your joy. You lose your joy. Malaja was talking the other time that when you have peace, it radiates on your face. When you have the
exactly?
joy, it reflects on your outside, being. People will see it in you that you are peaceful and you have joy. So it gives that joy and it must reflect on your entire being. Then it also help your mental, it also affects your mental being. That is one of the hazards too. You know, there are many sicknesses that unforgiveness attracts. For
Hmm.
example, high blood pressure, heart attack, because just like she has said, there is an hormone that is being released when you forgive, which health to be intact. But when you don't forgive, all those things are not there. So you lose your mental health, you lose your mental being, and it affects even the way you relate with people. Another repercussion is that you begin to behave like the offender, you know instead of you to be yourself, you begin to behave like like the offender. And you ought to be in charge, but rather, you are also retaliating back and behaving like the offender. Another one quickly is that you are being controlled by the offender. When you see somebody that offends you and you do not release the person, once you see the person, your heart begin to beat fast, like you are under bondage.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
you are being controlled. You are being controlled. You don't have your own. You don't have your being. You don't have your peace. You lose your peace, and so it shows that you are being controlled. So it's very, very important that one should just let go. Whatever should just let go. I can never forget a book I read many years back about a man that was killed. The wife decided to go back to where that man was killed, to go and spread the gospel there. It was amazing. When I read it, I said, wow, the same place where the husband was killed, she went there to still spread the gospel. So it shows that she has released them and she has let go. So there are many benefits. The repercussions are grievous and they can damage our health. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Unforgiveness can damage one's health. Yes. Okay. Now we all know that forgiveness is quite challenging. Yes, because some people will say, "Huh, is it's easier said than done." When you get to that spot, you know that to forgive this person. Some people even say, I will never forgive this person. Maybe when we get to heaven, that's when I'll forgive. There is no forgiveness in heaven. No. There is no forgiveness. So, okay, now what if the person who hurt you, you are forgiving the person? Is it advisable to get closer to the person as usual, or just let greeting, good morning, hi, then go your way? Or and now, if the person is now saying, okay, let's relate the way we used to do before, is it advisable? I'm throwing it to you both.
Hmm. Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I want to say that if truly you are forgiven, there's nothing wrong in relating with the person. The only thing is
The way
that
you used to do.
you must caution, you must be able to define and redefine your relationship with the person. You must be able to define and redefine your relationship with that person. It does not stop you from greeting the person, but there must be a definition. You must be able to redefine your relationship. Is it now, like, we know we have many types of relationship. We have acquaintances, okay, we have close pals, close friends, okay, we have intimate friends. Now you can limit such relationship from intimate friend to acquaintance, but you must not hold
Yeah.
the person in your heart.
Okay, but
Hmm.
Mrs. Omoba said it.
Yeah,
The question is, I have forgiven this person, but for this issue not to come up again, I wouldn't want to go
yeah,
too close as usual. That's what I'm saying. That is it
yeah.
okay to um to 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 create space? There should be distance between you, or you should still be relating the way you used to do before. That's what I'm asking.
No, so that such thing will not occur again.
Will not reoccur.
Better
Yes. Okay.
not go deep and and make anything that will cause that reoccurrence. You must avoid it. One must avoid it. Anything that will cause reoccurrence, maybe an act, a talk, or anything that can bring about that same issue, one must avoid it. You must be able to understand to the extent that, oh, this is what injures me. This is what this person does that hurts my feeling. I will rather not say it. I will rather not do it so that I will not be hurt again. So you can reduce the relationship. You can reduce it. You can give space. You can reduce. That was why I
Yeah.
said redefine your relationship with the person. Up with us.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. That means you need to find the relationship.
Yes.
If you've been someone that you go out together, you do things together before, and now the person has hurt you so badly, and you are forgiving the person, you should not relate the way you do before. You need to redefine the relationship.
Understand the
Okay.
person. Understand the person. Yes. Mm.
Okay. So please, what advice can we give to people? You know, there are some people that hold grudges for years.
Mm.
There's people that hold grudges for years, especially the elderly ones. I even know of husband and wife
Mm.
that they 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 are unable to forgive each other, and they live together under the same roof. Some couples can even hold grudges for months, for weeks, not speaking to each other.
Mm.
And this extends to the children, and it extends to the society, because the society starts from the family, and it extends like that to everyone. So now, I have one question here before we go because we are running out of time. I have one question here. Someone asked me that, Ma, if someone's parents offends, okay, if someone's parents offends me and I find it difficult to forgive him because he has abandoned me and my mom and my siblings. He doesn't care about us. Do I need to forgive him? Because okay, let me redefine the question. The question is that the lady in question, the father abandoned the mother and she and her siblings. He doesn't care about their whereabouts. He doesn't send money to them. He doesn't even care about how they feed, how they go to school or anything. But he calls them just to greet. But she said she stopped receiving her dad's call because she has abandoned them. And she has determined that she will never forgive her dad. So what advice can you give such a lady?
Hmm. Uh, this is a very serious issue that we need to tread with caution. When it comes to parents, there is a place of curse and blessing. Uh, of course, the father had done bad. The father had done bad, but that does not mean she should not play a daughter or child's role. Yes, he had abandoned them. If he allows him to also share his own side of the story, maybe she will understand why. Of course, I'm not speaking for the father. He had done wrong by abandoning her. But if he could be allowed to speak for, I mean, if he could be allowed to say his own part of the story, I'm sure you have something to
This
say.
dad, this dad does not even realize that he has done anything wrong. Does
Wow.
not realize it. It's a different thing for someone to realize that, yes, I've done something wrong. Yes, I've
Yes.
offended this person. And it's another thing for the person not to even realize it, not to even
At
see
all.
anything bad in what he has done. And this is the case of this um
I,
father
I
I'm
can I
talking
can
about.
I can understand what you have just said. Now, when you check that type of father, that type of man's life, look down, check his history. You realize that he had experienced such thing from his own father. And that is playing, it is playing again over his own children. So that father is not behaving in isolation. He had been treated badly, maybe by his father or his own mother, and that thing is also playing again over his own children. And so that
Mm.
child must have a place in her heart to forgive. Now, there is a place of forgiving the father because there is a blessing she needs to receive from her father, which is very important. Yes, the father had done wrong, but there is a place of father's blessing upon her. The only thing that can also make her to have progress in life is to release him, to forgive him. That she too can have a way. So one of the things she can do to be able to release this father quickly from her mind is to pray for him. Begin to pray for him. Whatever religion you may be, either you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a traditional, just begin to pray for him that you release him. Whatever he has done for you, you let go. You release him. And I can tell you, God will begin to release grace upon the girl, the lady, to be able to let go of every hurt or injury the father had inflicted on her.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. So the advice for the lady is to, just because of the fatherly blessing, you just have
Mm.
to forgive
Just
and
have to
let
forgive.
go.
And may I
Yes,
tell you, if she doesn't forgive, that same curse, that same
will
thing will
extend.
still repeat itself even when she has her own children too. Hmm.
Mm. It will not be a generational
Curse.
curse.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
To round up now, yes, for everyone watching, forgiveness, yes, can be quite challenging,
Mm.
especially if the person who has hurt you doesn't even admit it. If you find yourself stuck, you need to, number one, practice empathy, like trying seeing the situation from the other person's point of view.
And yeah,
Yes. You need to also reflect on times you've hurt others
yeah,
and those who have forgiven you too. So I want us to know that one of the benefits of forgiveness is you have peace. You have peace of mind, peace with yourself and peace with God. And
yeah.
if you are unable to forgive, know that you have already put yourself in a bondage. You are in a bondage already. And you
Mm.
cannot be a bondage and expect progress. You can't be in a bondage and expect and expect to move on in life. So you need
Mm.
to let go of every grudges and bitterness. Yes, forgiveness leads to a healthier relationships.
Yeah,
Elijah talked about your health. It improves mental health. You have peace of mind because unforgiveness leads to depression.
yeah.
Unforgiveness leads to depression, and you will know it. Anger, you just get angry unnecessarily. Someone just does something, maybe slight thing to you, you get offended and like, oh, so you become depressed. So I
Aggressive.
want us to also to always practice forgiveness, letting go. Yes, I am I'm someone that usually hold grudges while I was very, very young. Maybe my primary schools, I can hold grudges for 2 months, 3 months, like that. But when I got to know the knowledge of truth, I realized that holding grudges it will put you in one, it will keep you in one spot. You will never
Mm.
move forward. No matter how you try, you will never move forward. So if you really want progress, no matter how hurtful the person must have done, just try. Ask for that spirit of forgiveness. Ask for them to let go of that hurt.
Mm.
Forgiving others, not because they deserve the forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Some people do not deserve the forgiveness, but because you deserve that peace, peace of
Yeah,
mind, peace with God,
yeah,
and for you to move forward, you need to forgive. The weak can never forgive. Someone who is weak can never forgive. So forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. I hope that this evening's program has spoken to someone, that we've passed a message. If you know you are out there and there's someone who has offended you so badly that you already you are already determined never to forgive the person, I want you to know that that determination is a very bad choice. It's as if one is determining to not move forward. You are determined to be in bondage. It's just like that.
mm.
So to forgive someone is not because that person deserves that forgiveness, but because you deserve peace, peace
Yeah.
with yourself, peace with God. So I want to say to Sabos today, so nice having you this
Thank you.
evening. I'm so grateful. I'm
Thank
so
you for
grateful.
having me too. Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
So that is the
welcome.
end of today's program. I am Tosi Adeyemi. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye.
Bye.